I gave myself 8 hours
Oh,
to catch up to the Kagurabachi manga.
I am only halfway through the hours, and I have to get through more than halfway through the manga.
I wanted to prove to myself that this won't just be another manga that I just throw to the backlog. So I challenged myself. If I can't finish this within 8 hours, I will read a manga recommendation from a randomly selected person in these very comments. And to make sure you're watching the video, write down my favorite character as well. And in the description below, you can also view my highlighted reactions of this 8-hour journey. Hi, me from the future. When I originally recorded the challenge, only 97 chapters were out. Yes, it did take a while to get this video out, but at the end of this video, I will include my entire thoughts on the rest of part 1 of Kagurabachi, which is up until chapter 112, so please enjoy. Upon opening the first chapter, the art was the first thing that caught my eye. This is a manga about revenge, but we're here in this intimate moment that is just so beautifully drawn between Chihiro and his father crafting a katana. As I flipped the page, I saw what I was expecting. Chihiro slicing up a bunch of mafia dudes with a katana. This was already the third time I've read this first chapter, and these panels still hit so hard. The way the mangaka Takeru Hokazono draws his action sequences are so freaking good. It feels like I'm reading a Dynasty Warriors game in manga form, with the immense amount of enemies that are on panels. It makes it feel so claustrophobic.
Just like look how these panels are so complex with so many different people there.
Immediately, the vibes seem to be building up that something may have happened to Rokuhiro. He's the one who crafted these 6 enchanted blades. We don't know much about them, but they helped end a war.
Katana have always saved lives and slashed open new eras. But I'm sure you know, they're still tools for killing people. We are complicit in the deaths they cause. We need to have principles and accountability.
He is also just absolutely goofy when he isn't thinking about Katana. So then to have him be killed by these group of sorcerers known as the Hisaku, it's such a compelling start to a revenge story, and it helps me perfectly understand Chihiro's motives for revenge. When I was first reading this, I wasn't expecting the pacing of this story to go quick, but with the first volume, we are already attempting to obtain the Cloud Gouger from the Hisaku member named Sojo. Sojo is such a fascinating character because he idolizes Chihiro's father so much, but he has a distorted view of why Rokuhiro made these blades.
Sojo is like interpreting Chihiro's own father's words differently. He's like, no, what he really meant was that's crazy. All right, we have Shoujo believing that Rokuhiro created these blades for the sole purpose of slaughtering people.
And this is where the manga really shines. Because of how well I got to know Rokuhiro and his relationship with Chihiro, does this moment where Chihiro is trying to uphold his father's legacy really matter to me when he is fighting against Sojo.
Oh, wow. Chihiro blocks the attack with his own body, saving the lives of so many people.
Chihiro is already approaching these fights with the knowledge of what these weapons will do, so I'm excited to see how the author is able to utilize that to Chihiro's advantage and make the fights interesting.
Who's this? Oh my god, we're getting a whole bunch of new characters showing up. Elite Forces. Oh, the Kamunabi is showing up here. And look at Asami in like this outfit, man. How cool. Oh yeah, he says it right here. Okay, this is a really cool cast of characters, man. This is your elite squad. This is a cool cast of characters. I already love everyone's design so far. What I mentioned for the volume 1, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 elite members. Now, we don't know what weapons they use, but these 5 might just be these wielders to wield 5 of the 6 blades. These might just be the characters that will get to wield those blades, because I really feel like it would be so cool to have for Chihiro to pass on his father's blades to someone worthy enough to wield it for whatever may happen, you know?
This was the moment, not only excited, but for the first time, I'm about to read Kagurabachi chapters that I haven't read before. I really love this cast of characters because they all look so cool. And Chihiro feels comfortable enough with these characters to split from fighting Sojo to save Char. Char has been around in the previous chapters. She is the reason why the Hisaku are after her because of her blood ties to the Kunagi clan, a clan that can regenerate. But her moment really shined when we see Chihiro slaying up a bunch of Hisaku goons in the Sojo mansion as he attempts to find Char. It's really hard to read these moments because the expressions on Char's face are painful. The manga doesn't shy away from showing the brutality of Sojo and his goons and how far they'll go to experiment on Char, and to expertly weave in those tense moments with Char to Chihiro just killing a bunch of goons, and then to see this absolutely heart-wrenching backstory for Char that builds up into a beautiful moment.
Oh, Chihiro brings her a sandwich to eat. You hungry this time? It's not squash. Just as suspected, the regenerative abilities of the Kunagi can influence the cells of others, meaning she's gonna be healing Chihiro. All right, this is gonna be awesome.
When he comes to rescue her, that moment, it really shows that regardless of Chihiro's goals for revenge, he still finds people so important to care for. And what happens next hooked me on this manga because we are seeing the elite squad fight against Soji.
Ooh. Oh, damn! The Jikai power attack. Look at this. So cool. Now you're safe for an interval of 10 seconds. And then everyone is like, rapid fire, let's go. Let's freaking destroy him. And then Sojo is like, oh, God, this crap again. Don't remind me of him. All right, we cut back to the base. Oh man, they're doing a combo attack. They're shooting off the guy with the mask. That's so funny. Oh my God, he got wrecked. He's Zoro mode, mouth, sword in mouth.
And before my very eyes, my theory about the elite squad falls apart. We see Sojo appear right before Chihiro. In this sadness, we get an incredible ending to this Sojo fight.
Okay, the buildup here is super sick because it's essentially saying that like Sojo and Chihiro are so destroyed, so wrecked, that now they're at this moment where they have a time limit of their ultimate abilities and they're about to use it. And so it's saying like this moment is going to last just this battle will last just a mere moment. Very cool. We have right before he's about to attack Sojo, he remembers back to the first page of this entire manga where he was working swordsmithing with his father. Slashes Sojo, blood splatters. Look at the way the whole tree gets cut off too. Wow. He falls to the ground. The blade breaks. Oh, damn. Oh, so cool, man. The villain, right? The villain of the last couple of chapters is like, he is about to die. He is crawling back to the laboratory to get the Dotenseki, and he's like, all right, I can use it. Grabs the stone and just begins to explode. You will never stand as an equal to my father, and for that I will cut you down. And Sojo yells out, and then the whole place explodes as we see Shiba taking everyone away from the dude. That's so cool. Oh, what a good manga.
And then 2 hours into my manga read do I learn that the Kabunabi have been assigning wielders to lifelong contracts with these enchanted blades to prevent the blades from being used by anyone else. So then does this mean that Chihiro might be fighting against the Kamunabi? Because certainly Chihiro wouldn't want the Cloud Gouger and Enten, Chihiro's blade, to fall into the hands of the government.
Hi there. Oh, that's my belly. Hey, don't scratch on it. Look at it in front of everyone. Where are you going? Where is she going? All right. Well, where are you going? No, dude, no. Stop. There's nothing up there for you to jump on. When you jump, you're just gonna fall, kitty.
And with one arc down, I quickly began to notice that the story would introduce a side character who had ties to one of the blades, and then once the arc is done, they would just toss aside that character, because we see Char immediately get replaced by Hakuri, who has family ties to the Rakuzaichi, where the Shinichi blade is being auctioned off at. So I was a bit worried that Hakuri might just be tossed aside, much like Char was at the end of the previous arc. But I actually really enjoyed Hakuri's growth throughout this arc. He starts off as a character with no purpose, who is bad at sorcery, even though his family is known for their powerful sorcery. I really like this because it's the motivation for him to look for other role models in life, which is how him and Chihiro met. And pretty quickly does Hakuri put his own life on the line to save Chihiro. They just met, but this really powerful moment really endeared me to this character, which was during the fight between Yuki and Chihiro. I love this fight. Not only because Hiyuki is such a freaking badass with a dope flame and fist weapon, but she has a strong sense of belief that these enchanted blades only cause misery. This causes Chihiro to hesitate for the first time, which stunned me, but it makes sense. Chihiro is a good person. He would want to do what is best to save innocent lives. In this moment of hesitation, Hiyuki attempts to kill Chihiro, but then Hakuri puts his own life on the line. Brother blocks Hiyuki's attack. He is nearly dead, but he still tells Chihiro that you saved me and that your katana suits you.
Oh, dude, in the moment where Chihiro is kind of faltering on, like, maybe it's best that no one has the sacred blades, I won't hand it over to anyone. To defeat evil and protect the weak, I have to master this. Hell yes. Dude, look at the art in this. Insane. She grabs a hold of his blade and it's the short sword. Awesome. And then he smacks her with the flat side of the blade. Oh. And she sends in the flaming attack. Dude, she is so insane. What the hell?
It's moments like these that really attach me to characters. And it gets me excited to see what these two can do when tackling the Rakuzaichi. And I knew this place was going to be scummy. Not only do we have the Kamunami participating in an auction for the blades, but we also learn directly from the leader of the Rakuzaichi, Kiora, that they are also human trafficked. So I could not wait for Chihiro to destroy this place. But here's the challenge. All the auction items, including the humans and the enchanted blade, are stored in a pocket dimension created by Kiora himself. And if Kiora dies, so does the pocket dimension.
I'm currently using my sorcery to project images of a few of the items in the storehouse. Oh. And so when they're doing the auction, nothing is physically at the auction. Oh, that's so cool. Oh, that is awesome. That is very, very cool. The storehouse doesn't actually exist. It's sort of a subspace created by sorcery. Okay, so the bag of holding in D&D, got it.
This brings a whole new challenge of we can't just fight Kiora. We need to find a way to sneak in. And that's where Chihiro's ingenious and albeit risky idea comes into play, where he gives up Enten to rescue Hakuri, because I didn't mention that Kiora can just teleport his family to him. That just happens.
Oh my god, Chihiro's plan was to give them Enten
So he must have some sort of link to know like where it is on how to find it, right? Because even though it is still in this space, it looks like he can still control it based off the water droplets coming off of it. Oh, that's so cool. So he has now the ability to charge up his blade with spirit energy to allow him to then remotely use Kuro to basically as like a remote control drone, essentially, to search the area. Very cool. I love this space of like, still a huge gamble. Kid's got a real poker face given the stakes. He gives me the chills, same face. So now that we're dealing with some pretty lethal dudes, I was a bit worried that Chihiro would only have his short sword during this raid on the auction. No. I was sorely mistaken. He's using the Cloud Gouger. Holy! Oh my god, let's freaking go! Let's go! Oh my god. I don't know why I'd even think about it, because they showed it being broken. And so either he's using it as a short sword, or he repaired it because he's a swordsmith. Oh, dude. Awesome. So cool. Oh my god, he's going Zoro. He's putting the blade. Wait, I needed to pull up the do-rag. Let's go. Yeah. So cool. Look at this, man. Awesome. Dude, look at the art here. Even in like complete darkness, the way the artist is able to like showcase the lightning power, the lighting on the characters. Oh, it's so good. I have greatly enjoyed the increasing intensity of Chihiro sweeping these fools with ease. But then we have another encounter with Hiyuki, and Chihiro questions her motives, telling her that there's human trafficking at this auction. Are you really going to be okay with protecting your government? And I love that even for just a moment, Hiyuki and Chihiro are fighting on the same side. And then things get quickly out of hand as Chihiro encounters the person who killed his father. He's breaking his cool. Immediately, you already could tell that he's losing his cool. The expressions that he has now are so different. I am the leader of the Hisaku. I'm responsible for the murder of your father. Oh, this panel is so sick. May die as mine at my side. Shred. Oh, slashes. Oh my god. How sick. And seeing Chihiro struggling to maintain his control from the bloodlust, the revenge he has against this person, and to see that parallel against Hakari, who is becoming the hero he wanted to be, does something incredible happen. Hakari uses Iso for the first time. Oh, there we go. He strikes his brother and slams him into the wall. You just did an Iso. And then here he comes, right? Slams him, bam, up against the wall, and then slashes through Chihiro. Oh, sick. Just when I thought Chihiro and Hakari had things handled, do we then see one of Hakari's brothers sacrifice his own life to wield the power of the enchanted blade? It's this incredibly sad moment of someone who is so desperate to protect the auction. At this point, I was feeling worried for Mr. Shiba. Actually, I haven't mentioned Shiba at all. Shiba is one of my favorite characters in this entire manga. I love everything about him. He has the vibes of like a fun uncle. The door is smashed. Damn, and his father used his own children to understand Mr. Shiba and to understand Chihiro's abilities. All three characters are risking their lives for the Shinnuchi. But then, focus inward, grasp my sorcery. It's not just Iso. There's another power within me. Oh, here we go. Awakening. Boom, ba-da-dum, ba-da-boom, ba-da. Wait a minute. He could create his own subspaces? So all the tools that his brother was using on them, he was hiding them and putting them into a subspace. Oh my god, there we go. This revelation brought me so much joy. The way the story was able to utilize Hakari's backstory to build all the pain and suffering that Hakari went through to then have him awaken to his true abilities. The first patriarch was born with the ability to control both the storehouse and Iso, and we have Hakuri doing this. Holy! Oh my god, this is so exciting. And through Mr. Shiba's quick training, comes on. Holy! Oh my god, I am getting chills, man. What an awesome moment! Screenshot. And that's when I started to freak out, because we see Chihiro making it into Kyora's subspace. Oh my god, this art. Insane. So cool. Wow. The Cloud Coucher just, oh my god. This is not where I thought this was going. Oh my god. I didn't expect the direction this manga was taking. I am only 4 hours through this challenge, and to be utterly surprised by the potential of what Chihiro might do to the other blades is so fascinating. But I'm running into an issue. I'm at chapter 38. I need to get up to chapter 97. That's the volume, that's the most recent chapter as of recording this. I am only halfway through the hours, and I have to get through more than halfway through the manga. I don't want to ruin my experience with this manga, so I'm gonna still read it at the same speed as I normally have. And if I lose this bet, then someone's gonna get a wonderful opportunity to have me read their check out their manga that they want me to read. So that's gonna be fun. So let's continue, huh? This is where the finale of the Rakuzaichi arc begins, as Chihiro is facing off against Kiora. This fight is incredible because Kiora is fully in control of his subspace. Dude, he's just slicing the grenades open before they explode. Oh no, they're exploding now. Oh my god, we're just killing all the villains in the auction house. He's teleporting the grenades into the auction house. Incredible. Dude, oh my, this is awesome. Oh no. Kyora's wielding the Shinanuchi, but the original sword bearer is somehow able to take control of Kyora's body? Magatsumi. The sword, oh my god, the sword master is, he's taking it? What's happening? It's a beautiful butterfly. Oh my god, look at this panel. Yee, that is so good. Dude, I love this so much that the wielder is controlling this. It's so crazy. Centipede. Oh, look at this. Wow. Even with Hiyuki joining the subspace, the back and forth fighting is intense. Our characters are getting destroyed. I was getting so intense during these next several pages because not only is the subspace struggling to remain open, with Hakuri doing everything in his power to keep it together, there were still all of these humans that were being trafficked that needed to be free. Hakuri and Chihiro knew the risks and put their lives on the line to dive into Kyora's deteriorating subspace to save every single person. And I love how cinematic of an ending this was as we see the human side of Kiora. I love that the message of his failure was because he didn't believe in Hakuri. However, where this arc leaves us off at is something far more dangerous. Why did Rokuhira make the Shinanuchi? What secrets was Rokuhira keeping from Chihiro about these blades? To find those answers, Chihiro joined the Kamunabi. And I love this decision. The story is constantly keeping me on my toes. And now with the added mystery that Rokuhira has been keeping a more sinister secret, I love the direction this manga is going. And just when I thought things couldn't get crazier, oh my god, I didn't even think about that. The fact that because of the owner of the blade and the blade itself sharing the same spiritual energy, and how he can transport the blade to the owner or transport the owner to the blade, they can do that with oh my god, with the Kamunabi's wielders that they already are hiding. Oh my god. The people Rokuhiro chose to entrust with these enchanted blades. Oh my god. Oh, just when I thought this manga couldn't get any better. The idea that instead of searching for the blades, all we need to do is make sure Hakari can make contact with the sword bearers to then teleport the blades to them. It's such an awesome way to incorporate what we have seen in the previous arc with Chihiro and Enten. And so I begin the sword bearer assassination arc. The 4 remaining sword bearers are being kept in secret. Oh, okay, the Hisaku just found out where they are. Well, this manga certainly does not want to waste time because immediately we are introduced to the wielder of the Kyumburi, Yoji Yuha. Realizing that Chihiro, understanding oh my god, you are Rokuhiro's son. He is such a Rokuhiro fanboy that the Kamunabi had to run blood tests to figure that shit out. But Uraha was the real one because he knew. He knew. I also love that we get this brief moment of intimacy between Chihiro and Uraha. This manga doesn't have many moments like these, but I really appreciate it when they do take the time to share these quieter, slower moments. And the peace doesn't last forever, as the Hisaku have found where Uraha is, and a high-ranking member appears named Hirohiko. Thankfully, I didn't need to worry about Uraha's well-being because some of Mr. Samura's elite ninjas have teleported Hakari and Uraha away while Chihiro keeps Hirohiko busy. Okay, I see where they're going with this. He is still in the process of recovering his abilities, and it would be beneficial if he was able to have access to 2 different owners to then recover both their blades at the same time. Okay, so we are heading to the fortress and hopefully we can get there in time. Those 2 enchanted blades will break the deadlock. Okay, so they're just counting on getting a hold of these blades, just 2 of the blades. Okay, got it. Samura is one of my favorite characters immediately. This man oozes so much aura. He looks cool. He's a blind swordsman who purposely blinded himself to not be manipulated by worldly passions. And what I really enjoy about this manga are the decisions that the mangaka makes to enhance the intensity of these fights. Samura needs to hold back the Hisaku goons for 30 minutes while Hakari is being healed enough to summon Uraha and Samura's blades. Slash, dude. Look at this. Insane art, man. Look at him. He looks so cool. Okay, this guy, he's a cool guy, all right? I really like Mr. Shiba, but Samura might just be him. Oh my god. Look at this, man. He's so cool. Meanwhile, Chihiro is still fighting Hirohiko, which I have to say, I do not like Hirohiko at all. I actually find them rather off-putting. For Hirohiko, they enjoy the act of killing and they see what Chihiro does as the same thing. I hate this so much because it removes any form of context and understanding from Chihiro's reasonings. Unfortunately, the story wants to build Hirohiko as Chihiro's rival, and regardless, the fight is absolutely incredible. I can't complain too much, man. It's so good. Oh my god, this panel! We see the darkness embody Chihiro. Oh my god! These panels are insane! Look at this! Incredible. Wow. The first time I killed a person, I accepted that I'm a monster. The least I can do is refrain from causing harm to others and take you Hisaku bastards to hell with me. Now talk. And just when I thought Samura had things handled, the Hisaku member who was there at Chihiro's father's death appears.
He's here. Oh man. Oh boy.
But even with this crazy revelation, I love that Hakuri and Samura are not giving up.
Dude, so awesome. The Makizumi, man. Look at them. Wow. Very, very cool. Very, very cool. Oh, I love it. Hakuri is like, no, I can't escape because I'm the only one here who has not risked his life. Hell yes, we're getting those blades. Let's freaking go. Oh my god, Hakuri grabs the hand of Samura, and we have the final word say, Tobi Mune. Crow. Oh my god. The enchanted blade is within his grasp. Kumayuri. Wait. Huh? Uraha is dead? How is that possible? How is Hiro using the... Wait, what? This is insane. God. Oh my god. Okay, so now we're getting into the more real moment of like, there's more to this story. The Setai War was not just an easy jobs done war. I think it was Hirohiko that said it. Basically like, do you really believe that these swords were just used as like normal things? Like, do you really believe that these swords just weren't like they were just used normally to kill bad people? Like, interesting. Okay. All 5 sword bearers, including me, will die by my hand. And Chihiro sees Uraha on the floor with Samura there. Oh god, what the? 2 hours later, contract sword bearers Yoji Yuhara and Chihiro Roku are both confirmed dead. What? Wait, what? What? He's dead? What is going on here?
These are some of the most insane chapters back to back. I was never expecting this huge twist. Samura believed that the katanas themselves are the source of conflict. If there are no more wielders, we can have peace. However, strangely, he brought Chihiro back to life. I still don't quite understand why and the extent of his powers. Maybe because Chihiro never participated in the war, he should not be punished for it, whereas Uraha did participate in the Setai War and deserves to die. But also we learned that no one has been able to confirm his death, so I mean, we'll see if Uraha is actually still alive or not. And then we not only see Samura working with the Hisaku, but now he is having a constant watch over this entire city. The man is insanely powerful, and it's freaking crazy, and I'm scared, but I love this manga. And also Samura is in hiding, and we don't know where to find him.
Oh my god, the new outfit is so cool. Wow. So awesome.
But you know what? I kind of like this new crew, right? Chihiro with Samura's crew, and they even give us some information about how much Samura has suffered with his wife and daughter. But it occurred to them, what if Samura faked his daughter's death, much like he did with Chihiro? And that's when we're introduced to Iori. And because this is Kagurabachi, the intensity hits 100 immediately as 2 members of the Hisaku, Kuguri and Toto, show up, and we're into a freaking car chase.
Pressing the katana button. Oh, how sick. Look at this panel. She has a katana button to shoot a katana out for Chihiro to use. So awesome.
And then something I wasn't ever expecting is that Chihiro is an awful swordsman. Kaguri points this out in their battle and decides to actually just leave the fight because Chihiro isn't respecting the sword. In this moment, Chihiro locks in. He thinks back to the first time he met Hakuri. Hakuri telling Chihiro that he needs a samurai in his life. Chihiro uses eye white purity style, launching Chihiro at extreme speeds to catch up to Kuguri. And although Kuguri had plans to retrieve Iori, it's just this ridiculousness. Kurogi is thinking about hunger, duty, sex, money, sleep, and kinship. However, the main thought process, the main focus, 90% of his brain is being taken up by the thirst for sword fighting. And he chooses to go back and fight. And then when the battle settles down and the ninja squad escape, we get another incredibly touching moment. Chihiro has given Iori a choice: go back to her normal life or learn the truth about her past. I love this choice because even Chihiro questions himself. He could have been living a peaceful life if he forgot about his father. But we get this absolutely beautiful panel of Chihiro saying, I wouldn't trade that time for anything. And it's through this lens that Chihiro wants Iori to make that choice for herself. A choice that doesn't need to be made immediately, as we are thrown in a test of the mangaka's challenge to just make some of the sickest action sequences, okay? Look at this. Oh my god, I cannot believe we got a sick fish eye lens appearing through like the door hole and seeing just, oh my god, and seeing Chihiro just absolutely dominate these dudes. How cool. Dude, this is so, it's just awesome how the artist is just like, okay, what are cool moments and cool places to have these fights occur in? We're having in an elevator that is falling. Oh, dude, look at this. The intensity of this fight leads us to an incredible moment where, in the face of danger, Iori's classmate found his way at the top of the elevator. Chihiro giving this kid one goal: to give Iori the key. But through this process, the desire to protect that ordinary life. And bizarrely enough, that feeling. What? Oh my god. Caused her to awaken as Seiichi Samura's daughter. Dual blades, blocking it, saving Ikura. Oh my god. That's not where I thought this was going. Oh my god. The overwhelming power of Iori's awakening then brings us to this really sentimental moment with her mother and her father. And that's when things get a bit darker, because we learn about the Setai War. Samura and the other heroes were not considered heroes. Some saw them as murderers. There's just really depressing panel of Mr. Samura going home, seeing all these graffitied words, and we also see that the wielder of the Tsunonuchi killed over 10,000 lives. I appreciate the way this manga is able to deal with such heavy topics. Interesting. So, I mean, it definitely feels like Yura is egging on this malediction to happen again. And so he is also egging on, like, hey, what originally stopped that were the swordsmen. And so he's utilizing the trauma that Samura went through. Of course, with the stakes being so high, Hirohiko challenges Chihiro to another sword fight. And against Samura's wishes, Chihiro once again wields the N10. Oh, they're both pulling the blades. Oh my god. Creating some intense action sequences in the manga as we see the owl in the sky disappear, and Samura immediately begins slicing the head off Hirohiko and heading straight for Chihiro. The moment not to be undercut by Iori seeing her father after several years. You feel this wave of emotion to then a wilder emotion hits you as you suddenly realize that Hirohiko has the Kumayuri blade and has caused everyone to hallucinate. And we see Samura being stabbed with 20 plus blades into it. This moment is horrifying, but what makes this hit hard is that Chihiro tells Hirohiko,
Why? How could you underestimate a master like him? We see a bunch of crow feathers showing up. Oh my god. You're a lively one, you freaking brat. Oh, he's coming out of the darkness. Oh my god. That's enough of you. Dude. Holy. Dude, this is okay. This might be my favorite panel in the manga. Oh my god. Wow. Bro. This is crazy. They both block against him. Oh my god. And look what is happening with this panel. Everything is getting cut. Oh my god.
and if I couldn't get any more validation in my life, Samura easily disposes of Hirohiko, leading to this incredible line where Hirohiko is dying. He looks over at Chihiro's eyes and says, "Those eyes, he feels nothing for me, not even hatred." A character I despise so much does he even get an ounce of respect or disgust as an enemy. You are nothing to Chihiro. Though Hirohiko was merely a threat, as what to me is feeling like we're entering the finale of the manga, because the Hisaku are attacking the Kamunabi headquarters. I'm sorry, what? How many volumes are we in right now? To make matters worse, the Kamunabi are full of people who are also working for the Hisaku. You start to distrust every single member of the Kamunabi because there's just no one else to turn to.
I knew it. When Mr. Shima was like, hey, we couldn't find the body is still out there. Oh my god. Uraha is here. We can't trust anyone, but no, this has to be Uraha. I cannot imagine it's anyone else. I freaking love this. Centipede. I thought white purity style. Hell yes.
From the hype of Uraha coming back from the dead, we know that Hakari is in good hands. The mangaka reminds us that everything is not going to be okay as we are seeing an intense fight between Chihiro and Samura. Once again, another battle of ideals about what to do with the enchanted blades. Whether it was the intention of Rokuhiro, which was the Sojo and Chihiro battle, whether you kill for fun or kill to protect the innocent, like with Hirohiko and Chihiro. In the battle between, is it the sword or the wielder that dictates morals, like Samura and Chihiro? But it hurts to see two incredible people with the best intentions fighting like this. And this pain I feel inside my heart just makes this next sequence so much more awesome. As we learn the true intention of Enten, Rokuhiro built the original 6 enchanted blades for war. Rokuhiro hated himself for making these blades, and he tried to destroy the blades. Yet, he still crafted Enten. He crafted Enten with Chihiro. The first pages of this manga was Rokuhiro creating Enten with Chihiro. The power of Enten, its true purpose, is to destroy the blades. This revelation empowers Chihiro to fight forward, but Samura, being as stubborn as he is, also begins to heal himself and his blade in battle.
From now on, live your own life. And then Chihiro's like, I already am. All I'm doing is living as best I can. And it's because I have a past I'd rather die for than forget. I can fight with you. There's nothing I want to throw away. Even if it hurts, I'll trample all over it and keep moving forward, no matter how long it takes. And then Iori steps in between both of them. Wait, no, it's his, okay, he's imagining his wife right now. What the heck? I'm counting on you to look after her. Oh, Iori, thank you for protecting me. Oh, he opens his eyes. Oh, that's the end of volume 9. Oh, this is awesome. I absolutely love this. Yes.
I did it! I've read all the officially released volumes of Kagurabachi, and with only 5 minutes remaining. Huge thank you to everyone. Holy, I can't believe we made it this far. Absolutely incredible. Stay tuned next time. Who am I kidding, man? The spirit of this challenge was to read all of the officially released chapters. I just finished chapter 85. At the time of recording this video, we're on chapter 111. You won, viewers. Iori is my favorite character, and I will be randomly choosing a comment below, down below, and read your manga recommendation. Make sure your comment features your recommendation and the word Iori. I won't promise a video, but I promise I will read. That being said, this manga is way too damn good to stop here. So just because we failed the challenge doesn't mean we're gonna stop reading, okay? Because I would have missed out on this beautiful moment where Samura has forgiven himself. He healed his scars, apologizes to Iori, and we get this very touching moment between Iori and Samura. These are two of my favorite characters, and I love them so much. And from peace, there's always destruction. As we return to the battle in the Kamunabi headquarters, there is just so much going on. One of the leaders of the Kamunabi is working with the Hisaku. We meet the Hisaku member who killed the original Cloud Gouger wielder and Rokuhiro's father, which I love that when we learn about this information, we are also immediately introduced to a character named Natsuki, the original Cloud Gouger's wielder's brother. And oh my god, we see the sickest 4-way sword fight in a manga, okay?
I love this 4-way duel. Well, I guess technically it's 2-on-2. Look at this. Look at the way this is drawn with all 4 characters here, swords all intermingled together. Insane.
And just when things couldn't get any more hype, a character that has been teased in volume 1, who has never used sorcery, has only been using their fists. Someone who we later learn is considered the exterminator of the Kamunabi. Do we see Azami get his time to shine in the limelight? But man, the reveal that yes, he has been using his fists, but he is so good at his technique that no one can tell that he was actually using sorcery this entire time. And to see him absolutely wail on Yura, the leader of the Hisaku, is just absolutely incredible.
That is, well,
that is until Yura just kills Azami. He's able to make it to Soga, the wielder of malediction, the Shinichi. He is related to Rokuhiro. What the? I'm sorry. What? He's Chihiro's uncle. And I can't believe how good this manga is. The action sequences continue to get more intense. The amount of different camera angles, the way characters are like pushing physically against each other, the way you see the details in the malediction taking over Yura with the flowers and the petals all popping up around him. The fact that we see Shiba showing up, attempting and doing his best to make sure that no one is in the way as Yura is just wreaking havoc on this city. It was just so intense. And then for us to learn that the wielder Soga, someone so blinded by like propaganda of like, these people are evil, you must kill them. And so his whole mindset, this whole ideal for him is to kill the enemy and protect who he feels are the innocent. And Soga just is just insanely powerful. We start to see Chihiro dying, N10, I like reading the chapters. I'm pretty sure N10 is gone now. We can't get it back. There is this heartbreaking scene where Chihiro sees N10 break apart, and then we see panels from the first chapter of him and his father building this sword together, and Samura, in his motivation to help save people, he sacrifices his own life to save Chihiro. We leave off on chapter 11 with no hope.
Of course, Soga does not get the last word in part 1, as we see Chihiro bring us some hope as he suggests it is possible to resurrect Samura by breaking the Tobe Mune. And Chihiro doesn't stop there. Chihiro ends part 1 by forging a new N10 and a new Cloud Gouger. What a tremendously uplifting ending for what will be an insane part 2. For us to have sat down these last several chapters in depression and sadness, to then have this glimmer of hope is so exciting. And that's it for my review of Kagurabachi Part 1. When I first started this challenge, this manga only had 97 chapters, but with writing and editing, it took me forever. But I'm happy I got through Kagurabachi. And I never would have expected this fun revenge manga to carry so much emotional weight. As Rokuhira has said, it's about principles and accountability. Katana are still tools for killing. With the anime just being announced, I cannot wait to see how the animators interpret many of the uniquely drawn panels and how they can keep up with the action looking so uniquely Kagurabachi. Thank you all for watching, and once again, I do have my reaction highlights, which are over 2 hours of reaction footage, including my initial thoughts about these volumes. Also, make sure to comment below with your manga recommendation and the name of my favorite character in Kagurabachi, so I can randomly select one of you and I'll read it. Anyways, thank you all so much, and I'll see you next time. Bye!